You ever feel like the market is holding secrets back from you? Well, there's a tool that the big institutional traders have been using for years, something that lets them see things most of us just can't. It's called Level 3 Data, or 20 Deep Market Depth. And honestly, it's not just an upgrade, it's more like gaining market X-ray vision. Let's take a look at what's been hiding in plain sight.
So let me ask you something. When you go to place a trade, are you really, truly seeing the whole picture? Because for most of us, the answer is no. We only see the top 5 bids and asks, and that leaves this massive blind spot about what's actually happening deeper down in the order book. And that blind spot, well, that can be the difference between a great trade and a really costly mistake.
You know, the source material for this explainer put this perfectly. Trading with standard data is a lot like trying to parallel park an old car without any cameras. You're twisting your neck, you're guessing at the distances, you're just hoping you don't hear that awful crunch of hitting something you couldn't see. But with level 3 data, it's like, boom, you've got a parking assist camera. Suddenly you see everything. No more guesswork, no more stress, just a clean, perfect execution.
All right, so what is this hidden information exactly? Let's peel back the layers and really see the market in a way you probably haven't before.
Okay, take a look at this options contract. On the left, with the standard 5 deep view, it looks pretty dead, right? Kind of illiquid. You'd probably hesitate to trade it. But now, look to the right. That is the exact same contract, but with the 20 deep view, suddenly you see there's a ton of orders just waiting under the surface. The market isn't illiquid at all. The real action was just hiding from you. And here's the crucial part from that example. The source noted that the real weight, the heavy concentration of bids and offers, was all sitting below the 8th row. With standard data, you would have absolutely no idea it was there. This hidden order flow, this is what tells the real story of supply and demand. So, seeing this data is one thing, but how do we actually use it to trade better? Well, the first major advantage is gaining some incredible control over how your trades get executed. So here's a classic problem, right? You want to buy, say, 5,000 shares of a stock. If you just hit that market buy button, what's your average price going to be? You're basically just flying blind and hoping for the best. This is where seeing 20 deep becomes a total game changer, especially if you're a scalper or you're trading any kind of size. Let's walk through the Hindustan Zinc example from our source. Instead of just guessing, you scan the full 20 deep view. You can immediately see there are more than enough shares available to fill your 5,000 share order. But here's the key insight. You can spot this huge block of over 2,400 shares just sitting there at the 211 price level. Now, you can confidently estimate your average price is going to be right around there. It's the difference between hoping and knowing.
So this visibility really gives you 3 key powers. First, that execution control we just talked about. You know your likely fill price before you even click. Second, you can size your positions so much smarter because you see the true liquidity and know how big you can trade. And third, especially for options and futures, you can instantly see if there are even enough contracts to make the trade worth your time.
Okay, so we've covered execution, which is massive. But this data can do even more than just help you place a trade. It can help you find hidden clues to validate your entire strategy, and you can do it in real time. Check this out. This is the order book for a stock called VST Tillers. Now look at the 1290 price level. See that? A huge concentration of bids. 35 separate buy orders all stacked up. This isn't one big institution. It's a whole crowd of different traders all saying, we want to buy right here at this price. That is a massive clue. And that concentration of buying interest, well, that's the very definition of a support level. It's like a price floor where all that demand is strong enough to potentially stop the price from falling any further. And the order book is literally showing you the support level being built right in front of your eyes. And this is where it gets really powerful. When you go and look at the chart for the stock, it also suggests that there's support right around that same 1290 to 1300 zone. So the 20 deep data isn't just giving you new info, it's confirming what your chart is already telling you. It's like having live validation for your analysis. So here's a really simple 2-step process you can start using. Step 1, do your regular technical analysis. Find a potential support or resistance level on your chart. Step 2, just open up that 20 depth window. If you see a big cluster of bids sitting at your support level or a big wall of offers at your resistance level, boom, you've just validated your idea with real-time data. So what does all this add up to? Well, it's not about just seeing a few more orders. It's about gaining a genuine edge by seeing the market's underlying structure, its skeleton, if you will. It really is your market X-ray vision. When you make that shift from standard data to level 3 data,
You're not just getting more information, you're getting a clearer, more complete picture. And that clarity, that is what allows you to make truly informed decisions. And that is the ultimate edge for any trader. There's this final quote from the source material that just sums it all up perfectly. It says, the 20-depth market window is essentially your ticket to validate the truth of this price action. I mean, think about that. Your analysis on a chart is your hypothesis. The 20-deep window is your ticket to see if that hypothesis is true, right here, right now. So just remember, this is not some small incremental improvement. It fundamentally changes how you see liquidity, how you execute your trades, and how you validate your strategies. It's a whole new way of seeing the market. The source calls it your ticket to validate the truth. And now that ticket is available to everyone. So I guess the only question left is, what are you going to do with it?